So, oh crap, I forgot it downstairs. Cozy Sister, oh my God. I thought about these questions before I did this. Give me a minute. The Scream, and the other one was like Picasso's. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Books Yada Yada. I'm Dina, and thanks for watching. So today what I'm going to do, I figured I would do something a little bit different. There's a lot of tags out there in the booktube community, which I wasn't really aware of since I'm so new to it. So I figured that I would pick one and do it just to break things up a little bit in between TBRs, wrap-ups, and reviews. So today I'm going to be doing the Goodreads tag, which appealed to me because I am on Goodreads. If you're not on Goodreads, it doesn't really matter. But Goodreads is a way to organize all of your books online. And since my bookshelf is so completely and utterly disorganized and it's a total mess, I love Goodreads because it really helps me stay organized. So here we go. So first question is, what was the last book you marked as read? And that book is Remain in Love by Chris France. And it is a Talking Heads biography. So it's the first official Talking Heads biography. I guess there are other ones out there. For those of you who don't know who the Talking Heads are, or who Talking Heads are, they are a band that emerged in the mid-70s and remained very active throughout the 80s. The drummer, Chris France, who wrote the book, and his wife, the bassist of Talking Heads, Tina Weymouth, organized a band later on in the 80s called the Tom Tom Club. So some of you might be familiar with them. So this appealed to me because I'm a fan, and since it was the first official biography, I kind of wanted to know what the details and the scoop was, because there's some dissension that goes on between David Byrne, who is the lead singer of Talking Heads, and the other members. So I kind of wanted to explore what that was all about. So I wanted to read the book to get all the dirty little details. And not only that, but just, read about what their experiences were. And I will be reviewing that book at some point, so I won't get into it too much. But it was Remain in Love by Chris France. Next question. What are you currently reading? Well, I am currently reading, where is it? Oh, here it is. Circe by Madeline Miller. And I love it so far. I think I'm 3/4 of the way through. It's really good. It's a retelling of Circe's story, or Circe's tale. It's not a reimagination of it, but it is very well written. And I will be reviewing this probably before the end of the month. So stick around for that. So I won't get into too much detail about it, but it's really well written, and I'm enjoying it so far. So that is what I'm reading right now. Question number 3. What was the last book you marked as TBR? Is Little Cruelties by Liz Nugent. I read both of her books. I believe there's only 2. She's only written 2. She came to the writing game kind of late in life, at around 45, and I loved that. I thought that was really cool. It was something that she put in her acknowledgments in one of her books. It was either Unraveling Oliver or Lying in Wait. But she said that her family encouraged her to write, and I'm so glad that they did, because she is an amazing Irish writer, and I loved both Lying in Wait and Unraveling Oliver. And those I will be reviewing at some point, because I'm going to do an Irish authors segment. So, or not segment, but video of my favorite Irish authors. So she will be definitely included in that. So Little Cruelties, I believe, is coming out later in the year, I think like November. And actually, I just entered, Goodreads has a giveaway for it. So if you're on Goodreads and you're interested in reading more Liz Nugent, you can enter the giveaway for that book. So I already entered, and, well, hope I win. I hope you win too. So next question. What book do you plan on reading next? Sweetpea by C.J. Skuse. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. This book I actually saw on another booktuber's channel, Chapter and Converse. I believe her name is Audrey, and she had reviewed this book and loved it. And I think I might have seen it somewhere on Goodreads as well and read some of the reviews, and it got really great reviews. So I got this from Thrift Books. As you can see, it is not in the best condition. It is from the Denver Public Library. So Denver either loved this book to death, right? Because it is like messed up, or they hated it and somebody repeatedly slammed it against a wall. I don't know. But thanks Denver Public Library for unhauling this book, because now it's in my possession and it was only like $3.99. So this book is about a female serial killer. And I like that. I love reading about women who are just bad. Don't ask me why. Well, you can ask me why. Ask me why down below. Go ahead and comment why, and I'll tell you. But I kind of want to keep this video short, so I'm not gonna like elaborate on that. But I do like bad women, right? So Sweetpea is the next book I'm going to be reading, and I will be reviewing that later on down the road. Okay, next question. Do you use the star rating on Goodreads? I do. If the book was kind of like, it's going to get 3 stars. If it was amazing and it blew me away, it's obviously going to get 5 stars. So that's what I do. Next question. Are you doing a reading challenge this year? 52, because I figure a book a week is good for me. But then quarantine, right? So I was reading like a maniac, and so far I've read 106. So I definitely have gone beyond my reading challenge for the year. I did not plan on reading that many books. I didn't even plan on starting a YouTube channel or a booktube channel, but I did because during quarantine, I was addicted to booktube. I still am now. I just was watching all of these great booktubers, and I thought, you know what? I want to do this. And I think I'm going to slow down a little bit because I was going crazy there for a while, reading way too many books. Reading challenge surpassed. Do you have a wish list? No, I do not have a wish list. The only thing I can think of, because I pick my books so randomly, yeah, I don't really have a wish list. I just kind of go off my TBR and go from there. What book do you plan to buy next? Oh, I guess it would be Liz Nugent's book, Little Cruelties, because if I don't win it in the giveaway, then I'm going to buy it. But I have so many books that I have to read that I don't think I should be buying any more at this point. I think that would be kind of unhealthy. I don't know. Probably not, right? You can never have too many books. So many books, so little time. So next question, who are your favorite authors? Great question, right? My favorite authors right off the top of my head is Alice Hoffman. She is in my probably top 5 for sure. And I actually really enjoyed her earlier work from like the 80s more than her recents, which isn't entirely true because it's kind of all over the place for me. I loved The Dove Keepers. I did love Practical Magic. And I also loved a book that she wrote in the early 80s. I think it was like her second or her third novel called White Horses, which is a little disturbing. And she hasn't written books that are quite like that anymore. But I loved that book. So Alice Hoffman is definitely one of my very favorite authors, and she lines my bookshelves. I think she has her own shelf easily. Peter Swanson, who I just started reading this year, and he was one of those authors that just, picked me up by the scruff of the neck and is just like, read my book. You know what I mean? He's engaging. He's a thriller writer. has a very classic way of narrating stories, and he got me turned on to other writers that he mentions in his own books. So I love him, I should say, for that, because I really started to read more Agatha Christie after I read some of Peter Swanson's novels, and I'd already read a lot of Agatha Christie, but I wanted to delve a little deeper into her catalog. So I read a few more obscure novels by her. Patricia Highsmith, who wrote Strangers on a Train, um, Ira Levin, who wrote Rosemary's Baby and Sliver and The Boys from Brazil and A Kiss Before Dying. Um, so Peter Swanson, I had read some of Levin's work before. I've read some of Highsmith's work before. But again, Swanson mentions them, um, and especially in, I believe his latest book was Eight Perfect Murders. And so I kind of wanted to delve a little deeper into that. And I love authors who inspire me. I love authors who inspire me to listen to different kinds of music, maybe, read books by other authors. Um, I think that's a very giving thing of an author to do, of a writer to do. It's very unselfish. He's definitely on my top five right now. Um, who else? Jane Owl, or Jean Owl, of course, who wrote the Earth's Children's series. Thomas Harris. Thomas Harris is my number one favorite. Now, he's only written 5 books, so there's not a lot there. One I've never read because it was written in like the 70s and it was something I'm not really interested about. But then he started his Hannibal Lecter series, my favorite. Silence of the Lambs is probably my favorite book. It would probably be my Desert Island book, Desert Island movie. And another author is Douglas Coupland, who's a Canadian author, wrote Girlfriend in a Coma, Hey Nostradamus, quite a few other books. But I love his writing. It's funny. It's off the wall. It's has elements of sci-fi and fantasy, and just sort of, he writes these really complicated, crazy characters, and I would definitely put him up there. So yeah. Next question: Have you joined any groups? I have not joined any groups. Wait a minute, have I? So apparently I have joined some groups, which I didn't realize, because I don't seem to get a lot of notifications by these groups. So I don't know if something's wrong in my Goodreads setting. It might be. But the groups that I have joined are Too Old for This Shit Book Club, which is a book club geared towards the more seasoned book lovers, but all are welcome to join. And I am definitely a more seasoned book lover. Reader's Advisory for All, which is a group that says life's too short to read crappy books. This is why Reader's Advisory exists. Feel free to join if you are looking for a book like blank or a book that has blank in it. So that appealed to me as well. So those are the groups that I've joined on Goodreads. And the last question: Are there any questions you would like to add? Not really. I mean, I'm more interested in what you guys think. I'm more interested in to know, if you're watching this channel, what you like to read. I'd like to pose these questions to you. I'd like to tag you to do a Goodreads tag. That would be my, not really question, but that would be something that I would ask you to do. I want to know your thoughts, your ideas, your suggestions, what books you think that I might like, that you enjoyed, because I like Peter Swanson. Maybe, I would like so-and-so. BookTube, part of the BookTube community, what do you suggest? What would you like to see here on this channel? Because I'm trying to jumble things up a little bit, spice things up by doing different things as opposed to just TBRs and wrap-ups and reviews. Because that can get a little tedious after a while, let's be honest, right? So these tags are a lot of fun, and I actually am really enjoying doing this one because it's different. So yeah, So you guys let me know what you think. And I had a lot of fun doing this, so I hope maybe some of you will do it back if you haven't already. Post a link to the one that you did do down below in a comment. Like and subscribe my channel, please. And I will see you the next time. Stay tuned towards the end because I am going to post a little section of what I'll be doing next. All right. So thanks for sitting and listening to me. I will see you the next time.